So there was a question that I saw on Quora a few days ago. What are the leadership mistakes or issues that destroy a company culture? And I started answering. And after a few minutes, I got kind of angry about all of my personal experience with leadership that destroys. Now, there are 3 really great lists that I found and that describe this, and I'll put those in the description so you can look at them for yourself. But you just have to Google this topic. There is a ton of information out there, and it all boils down to things that we already know. So the question we really should be asking is, what can we do about it? We all know about the horrible, rotten, slimy ways that some leaders, can undermine an organization. But why can't we change that? Well, the answers are myriad and complex. Some of it is due to human nature, but sometimes allows illegal actions or promotes doing things that are unethical, that creates a culture that allows that kind of behavior, like Enron. And some of it is that we allow it to be okay to be focused on the right now, the next quarter, or only making decisions on what's the most expedient thing to do to make the numbers. Now, what if it was as simple as we let it happen? We have grown so accustomed to allowing these all too common, horrible leadership traits to continue that it feels like there is nothing we can do about it. Maybe it's a case of leadership learned helplessness. So there's another link I'm going to share with you in the description that with an article that describes leadership learned helplessness. It's scary stuff, but learned helplessness essentially is an uncontrollable situation that can be harmful to a person even without it being physically painful or recognizable to them. Doesn't that kind of sound like what we're dealing with, or better yet, putting up with? Now, the question we want to ask is, what are we going to do about it? Well, honestly, the simple answer is not that clear. It's easy to say, well, just don't tolerate it. But have you turned on the news lately? Have you read about some of the institutional malfeasance that runs rampant? Yes, the answer isn't the 3 steps to wipe out all bad management for all time. That would be a cool book. It's a neat title, but it would be full of platitudes and lies, because that just isn't going to happen. However, there are some actions that we can take right now. In fact, there are some actions that we in HR can take to begin to do something about this issue. So first, we want to get proof around the impact of good and bad leadership on organizational results. Obviously, there's already a ton of data out there that showcases the impact of great leadership on business results at a macro level. But do we track that at an organizational, business unit, department, or team level? Shouldn't we be doing that? Then we want to be gathering and sharing this information that can help impact promotions, succession plans, all those kinds of things. And understanding the impact of leadership on organizational results can improve employee engagement, productivity, reduce errors, and so many other real bottom line organizational results. The second thing is we want to showcase the cost of bad leadership tactics and the value of great leadership on employee metrics. So here again, there's all kinds of statistics that showcase the cost of toxic cultures and the cost of attrition due to bad leadership. But are we tracking this on a regular basis within organizations, business units, and even departments? If there are parts of the organization that have higher employee metrics, it's likely they are costing the company less in employee relations issues. There's much less churn. There are higher rates of internal promotions, and much, much more. Showcasing the impact that great leadership has on these metrics can have a real budgetary and employer brand ramification. Third, we want to make it easy for people to be good leaders. We spend a lot of time and energy trying to improve bad leaders, but maybe we shouldn't do that as much anymore. Now, I'm not sure if this is optimal or even something that people want to hear, but what if we just gave resources and attention to those leaders that took care of their people and delivered on organizational results? Those that don't excel at both don't get to be leaders. Not that they need to be fired, but what about just moving them out of leadership to make room for other potential leaders? Those people that are taking care of their employees and delivering on organizational results get developed, they get groomed, they get promoted, and they get recognized. We do that in our beloved sports industry, except for the Cubs, right, before they won the World Series, but that's an exception. But why don't we do that at work? So not everyone can be a leader, just like not everyone can fill in your favorite sport here or play your favorite instrument here exceptionally. Should we just start accepting that and stop trying to make every single person a leader? Now, there are probably hundreds more and maybe much better answers out there to this question, but the answer is not to take it. The answer isn't to talk incessantly about the plight of bad leadership anymore. If you Google bad leadership, you get 311 billion hits. That's right, 311 billion. There is no mystery. We all know it when we see it. The question is, what are we going to do about it? What do you think? What can we do about it? Let me know in the comments or reach out to me on LinkedIn or at www.cube214.com. Thank you very much.